around real quick and have everybody introduce themselves. Let us know, who you are, where people can find you on social media, and probably not our characters. I assume we'll get to that once we get into it, for as long as they live. I'll do a little reverse kind of counterclockwise order here so we can end with Finn. So I'll start. Hi, I'm Taylor at Potato on the internet. That's where you find me. Underscores maybe in other places. Let's then go down to Owen.
Hi, I am Owen J. Ace, or at Ace of Squares on all socials, and also in the Twitch chat. This over here.
Look at that. You're so much better at the directions than me. I knew you were below me, I still panicked that for some reason you would be up there.
I had to prepare. I was thinking of it for like the last 5 minutes. Like, okay, away from that chair.
I love it. Nikki.
Hi, that's me. I am Nikki. Is my mic working finally? Okay, cool. I am Nikki, aka the Coyote Witch. I'm either the Coyote Witch or Coyote Witch in different places around the internet. That's it. I'm also the Coyote Witch that way? That way. I think it's that way. Maybe.
Oh, we're on the delay. I'll have to see because I don't know how to flip. Let's go to Amber.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amber, also known as The Space Jamber. You can find me anywhere there's internet at The Space Jamber. And yeah, ain't nobody else out there trying to be the Space Jamber, so that's where you can find me. Yeah, go team.
Hell yeah. And then last but certainly not least, let's toss over at our storyteller, Finn. Tell us who you are, and then you can just rock and roll with it.
All right. Hi, I'm Fen. I exist on the internet at Fettuccine. I don't post there much these days, but that's where I exist. So I'm your storyteller for tonight's event. Do not let this hat fool you. We're here for pirates, not for cowboys. I just didn't have any other cool hats to wear, and I felt like wearing a cool hat to fit in. Either way, we're pirates. Little backstory as we get into this lovely, like, salt-filled air and sea waves lapping across this small atoll that we kind of see in this nice wide pan shot as we're kind of settling in. You all were part of a crew that the captain of which caught wind from an old first mate who got moved over to a different ship or chose to go to a different ship. The results are kind of unclear on that one. And the person you can want to ask is a little cut in two and is kind of painting the atoll red at the moment. We'll get to him in a second. You all set sail about a week and a half ago looking for treasure, really a treasure map, a map that would lead to as much salt as you wanted in a way that was easily mineable, way to get it out back onto wherever you needed it. The captain spent the next week and a half mostly going in metaphorical circles trying to find this atoll that had this wrecked ship and the cargo map. Eventually, you guys found this small pieces of remains of a ship sitting on a very short atoll with the captain, who's probably still nursing a buzz that he's probably had for most of that week and a half. The four of you, along with this beleaguered captain, landed in a dinghy on this atoll. Your boots hit the still damp sand as the tide has kind of gone in and out for it. And various boots, and I think a pair of chicken feet, land on on that sand. The captain, with a drunken swagger of someone who is very confident in himself, probably with maybe the only reason being that he is in fact drunk, walked up to a crab that has made part of this wreck its home. A rather large crab, one might say a rather very large crab, about the size in height as each of you, sans the chicken feet that have landed on the sand. So a little big. I believe he taunted it, and then the next thing you know, you see him in two different spots. His upper half kind of off to your left, his lower half a little off to your right, and a big bit of red sand in between them. what you guys know is that, theoretically, in what's left of this wreckage that has parts of the letters of the ship that it was, the ship you were sent to find, in theory, there's a treasure map. And as we kind of pull back from the red-coated sand, why don't we take a quick moment to describe our characters as you find yourselves on an atoll with very little instruction.
Oh boy. Just anyone?
Yeah, whoever. This is...
I can go. I think keeping some distance from our crowd, but eyeing our very dead captain very closely, is Francisca. She is very tall and looks like she could blow away in the wind with how just frail and gangly she is as well. Every inch of her skin is covered in some sort of tattoo. Just all sorts of varieties of way too many tattoos that, some are just old and smudged at this point that you can't see them anymore just with age. And then, some are decorations. And there's just a list of names too, randomly. Who knows what's up with that? She has this very clearly a wig of deep black curly hair that just is very I'm picturing Helen Bonham Carter, that kind of curly wild hair, but it's very clearly a wig. It is not her hair by any means. I think just the vibe is Helen Bonham Carter, except really tall. I picture her probably an outfit she would have worn in Sweeney Todd too. I think that's very much the vibes. But then has just these big eyes that seem to be unblinking and looking everywhere constantly. And currently it's just looking directly at our captain and kind of doing a little scheming with her long bony fingers
I can go after that because at Francesca's feet is a chicken, a rooster. Does not want you to forget that. This chicken looks surprisingly distinguished, weirdly pretentious for a chicken. And every once in a while, he's looking at our captain and then pecking at Francesca's feet, but half-heartedly, going back between the two. He wears a nice leather little vest, a blue leather little vest with a little ruffled cravat, and he's more like a reddish chicken, with a big red tail, feathers, and on his head is the most beautiful locks of red hair that is also a wig, obviously. But somehow it works on this little chicken. I think it's more of his I don't know, gravitas of making this wig work. This bird definitely has a presence. And then circling the two of them is a hawk who is much bigger than this chicken and could definitely eat this chicken, but will not because she is a dainty duchess and she will kill anybody who looks wrong on this chicken. So yeah, that is my. His name is Sir Humphrey Derek Worthington the Fourth.
You're a chicken with a pet hawk.
Us.
Perfect. I can go next, unless Amber, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. So, my character is significantly less interested in observing the body of the dead captain because, frankly, she didn't really know what the captain looked like to begin with, or who really was the captain. See, the thing about Lola Tiger Eye Hombi is that she snuck onto. Let's be real. She snuck onto the boat the previous night when it was anchored. Or whenever the last time it was anchored, and just was a stowaway. Because when you're a barmaid with one leg, one, when you're drunk, you can only go so far. And two, when you're drunk, you can only go so far when you work right outside of the docks. So she got a little fucked up one night and wandered her way onto the pirate ship and ended up trying to fit in the next morning by slinging drinks and telling stories, and just fitting. It made sense. She probably saw the captain the previous night, didn't clock him as the captain, but instead she's more so searching the shore for anything that has come to shore that could resemble alcohol, or could resemble a way to induce vomiting, or anything of the sort, just so that she can forget that she's in this situation. Lola 100% does not want to be in this situation.
And I think next to Lola, you see a sort of older gentleman with a long beard, sort of barrel-chested, his chest covered in the steel plate of conquistador armor. He has a bandolier and 2 flintlock pistols and a tricorn hat. He's decked out, but looks very clearly like he would sink to the bottom of the ocean if he fell. This is a man named Mutinous Bill Branagh, and true to his name, I think he sees the dead captain and says, well, if I were a captain, what I wouldn't do is get cut in half by a giant crab. It seems that there's an opening for captain now, but, just saying.
Personally, I think he's twice as useful now. Just looks off in the distance.
How do you mean? Right.
I'm sorry, but do you mean? I mean, are we going with fake French accent, Amber? Christ. I'm sorry. What do you mean that he has been split in half by a giant crab? I am not sure. Is that what's happening here?
Yes, it happened almost immediately. It's the first thing that happened when we got off the ship.
I don't remember beyond 30 seconds ago.
Oh.
Is that usual?
Is the crab still there? Like, are we in danger right now?
The crab is still there. He hasn't. This crab has not moved from where it has begun, with with each claw gripping the 2 halves of the former captain and just slowly pulling them towards the crab. It's just very slowly, eyes still locked on to the other 4 of you. Just ever so slowly. You can see the trail of red as this body has continued to be pulled. But he's not actively fighting you at the moment. If you want things off of the captain's corpse, you might endanger yourselves. But for the moment, you're at a bit of a standoff.
Sir Humphrey's just going to turn around and scratch some dirt and sand up at the giant crab.
I step away from the chicken.
Cool.
I immediately follow Francesca.
No.
Wherever you go, I go.
I don't think that was
as you are scratching up the sand and dust. it kind of like stops for a moment. It's real unsure of what that was supposed to mean as it's a crab. So it just kind of pauses. It's just kind of sitting there like not sure what is happening. If you're looking for alcohol, I believe our former barmaid, kind of. Go ahead and make me a presence test.
I don't remember.
You'll be adding
That
your
was more than
presence,
30
which will
seconds ago.
usually be plus or minus a couple numbers, and you're going to see if it beats a 12.
Well, I rolled a 12 exactly on the die, but I have a -2 to presence.
Oh no.
So out of 10, you find there is no alcohol. There's about a half dozen empty bottles, sadly, but all of them clear enough to tell you from the distance they will not grant you what you seek.
Christ. Go ahead.
Is this a drunk crab? That is much easier to fight than a sober crab.
Ooh. Have you fought drunk crab before?
No.
Oh, you speak from experience, wise Francesca.
Yes. Oh. Looks off in the distance again.
I feel good about this. This is a good crew.
Did he have a map or anything on him? Should we be concerned that this crab is walking away with our
He usually
possible
kept a
information?
couple. Yeah, he usually kept a couple of good, items on him as well. I believe he had a relic of some kind that you guys have seen at least once or twice. So the crab is currently walking away with some valuable things to you as pirates.
Well, that's no good. I do want his stuff, so...
I heard that crabs are very afraid of chickens.
Sir
Humphrey
pushes his chest out and like flaps, intimidatedly.
Uh-huh.
I just kind of scoot him closer and closer.
So I immediately back up, so I'm like on your feet. Just like anytime you try to put your hands near me, I'm like pecking at them angrily.
I don't think she feels them anymore.
Do you physically walk towards this crab at all, or are you just flapping from a distance?
Oh, flapping from a distance.
Okay. The crab continues its very slow, concerned, like, step back with its legs. It's about, I would say, a good 15 feet. 10 to 15 feet at this point from you all, as it's just kind of slowly, like, eyes still locked on all of you, just been kind of going back. The trail of red is starting to fade a little bit as there is less blood in the body to paint any more sand.
Is he going towards like a cave or something?
He's going back into the like small remnants of the ship that is on this atoll.
But that's the ship that we were looking for, right? Like,
yeah.
Yes.
Can I, because my chicken has a spyglass, can I look and see if I can see anything of interest inside this ship that he is getting into?
May certainly try.
Under a wing, I just pull out a spyglass.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and make me a presence roll. It's going to be a DR 10 since you are using a spyglass. So you need to roll a D20 and then you need to beat a 10.
That would be a 1.
As you pull out the spyglass, you realize you have been flapping your wings a lot, and your spyglass might have gotten caught in the crossfire. As you pull it out, you just see bits of shattered glass in the spyglass itself. Unfortunately, it looks like your spyglass might be a little bit broken.
all right. I think Bill will say, as next in line for the captain's position, he's his stuff is rightfully mine, and I will pull out both of my pistols.
Okay.
And I'm going to open fire.
You're going to open fire at the crab. Okay, marvelous. Make me a presence test as we are diving into combat face first.
Okay, and that's a hit with the pistols, yeah?
Yes, that is to hit with the pistols. You will make one roll for each.
Okay.
And you're going to be trying to aim for a 12 still.
Okay, first one is a 2.
Marvelous.
Second is an 8.
You're doing so good at this already.
Yay, we're winning Pirate Borg.
Yay!
You fire off both shots. You see a puff of sand and a bit of wood go splintering off of the remnants behind this thing as the crab fully stops, seeing both of those projectiles go throwing at it. And then it's going to take the claws out of the body.
Yes.
And then kind of aim them at you, make a couple pincer motions, stop, and then it's now just waiting. Now it's on its, it sees you as a threat, and now it's trying to figure out whether or not it wants to attack.
Lola turns and is like, how long has that thing been there? What
The
is that
entire
the
time we've been here.
Mm. Is this hangover I am experiencing?
No, near death.
It may well be, but that's incidental to the giant crab.
What?
Just like a quick question.
Did anyone else bring weapons? Because I have to reload these.
No. Quick question to our storyteller here. He's cut in 2. Does he still count as 1 corpse?
For the purposes of the thing that I think you're going to be leaning on to, he does in fact count as 1 corpse.
Okay, that's fine. It's honestly either way, it's just funny. Cool. I'm gonna scoot away from the guy with the guns that has angered the crabs. I'm just trying to get out of line of fire at this point. I'm gonna focus on our dearly departed captain here and cast my Raise the Dead spell.
Okay. So go ahead and make me your D20 roll to cast your.
Assuming that adds spirit.
Yes, and you'll be adding spirit. Let me double check what we're rolling here. It's been a minute. A sorcerer, your Raise the Dead, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Oh no, sorry. I'm thinking a ritual requires it. You do not need to roll. You are just successful in doing so.
Woo!
You have made the 2 halves of this once dead captain kind of snap back together in a weird bone uncrunching sound, which is far grosser than you think it is. And
like Legos.
They're still yeah, pretty much. It's like Legos clicking together as the spine reconnects where it was once severed. The rest of the flesh and stuff is still gone, but he then kind of pops upright, very marionette being controlled style.
Yeah, she's acting like she's controlling a marionette too.
Marvelous. You now have a thrall to do with what you want.
Yeah, I want
Tell him to bring his stuff to me.
Oh, that's much smarter. You should be the captain. And I'm going to have him start to walk.
I've been saying.
The chicken looks very perturbed by this.
Can I have you make a roll for your thrall?
Yeah.
It is going to be an agility roll. They have a stat of -1 to their dexterity, excuse me.
Yeah, I only have his HP and club bite.
Agility,
so.
sorry.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay,
and
that's
then
a 17 on the die.
Okay.
And you said +1?
He manages. Yes, then be +1, so for 18. So manages to shamble out of the way of a claw that just snaps at like the back of the coat that this captain once wore, and it begins making your way back. The crab is very actively trying to follow and get it back. That was his meal, and he's a little upset about it.
You can have it back in a minute. So, I'm like yelling at the crab. I promise.
Make your presence roll.
Oh wait, no, presence is.
It's gonna be a DR. Yes, roll me. It's gonna be a DR 16 because this crab cannot speak.
Only a 14. It's a 14. It was as close as I could get, probably.
Right.
Almost as close I could.
Crab unfortunately doesn't comprehend that you're not trying to harm it. It's just upset that you're ripping away its food. It does come closer to you all to then try to get its food back.
On my next turn, I'll have the captain strip and just throw all of his stuff off.
What are the rest of you doing as the captain comes back across the atoll from where you are?
I'm going to throw my spyglass down in an angry little fit and then do the mad chicken dance on top of it. And then from my other wing, I pull out my boarding axe.
Okay.
Which the axe head is like normal size, but somebody has chiseled down the handle so that it can be wielded by my chicken.
Good.
I just wave it around. And I'm not getting any closer to the crab at all. In fact, as it's getting closer, I am slowly backing up, but in that kind of like dance, like it looks like I'm going one step closer and then 2 step backs. Basically, I have a lot of bravado, but I'm also very much a chicken in several senses of the word. So I'm trying to look fierce, but also I want to not die.
Alrighty. As you are doing that, I would say during this time, I think you were able to have reloaded your pistols should you wish to, Mutinous Bill. And because it takes a couple actions, but we're not really in where actions we're not in like turn order, I'd say.
We're just taunting
so of course the summoning is taken. That is yeah.
Slowly walking backwards as I'm reloading these 2 flintlocks. But yes, I will shoot again if I may.
All right, you certainly may if you wish to shoot again at the crab.
No, that's a natural 5.
No.
All right.
Are these the same dice you're rolling
Another
last
piece
night
of wood
or Monday?
chunks.
And that's and then a natural 6. No.
6.
I'm good
more
at firing
chunks.
multiple pistols. I'm not good at hitting with them. Working on that part. I go back to reloading.
All right. The captain is now, I think, within range for those of you who wish to pull things off of it.
You know what? I think Lola reaches underneath her skirt and remembers that her peg leg is also her boarding axe.
Oh, yes.
And she's like, oh, yeah. Yes, I guess we are attacking crab with weapons now. Yes, is this what is happening? Okay.
Yeah, that would be good.
Wonderful. And so she like, I can do this because I, Amber, am crippled. She like hops over with like the one leg and like wants to throw the boarding axe at the crab to try to at least kind of get it in an eye sock or something.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength roll to truck that axe.
Fuck. Oh, that's even worse. Shit. Well, guess what, Finn? Hey, Finn.
Yeah, hey. Yeah, how you doing?
I rolled a 3 on my die.
Okay. No?
I have a -3 to strength.
Okay.
So I rolled a 0.
Yeah. You give it all you've got. And you think you definitely hit it. And as you go to look at the crab doesn't show that there's an axe on it. And it's not until you look down and you realize the axe is just in the sand in front of you. And it slowly like slides off to one side as it loses purchase in the sand.
We're doing great.
My leg wobbles. My like one remaining leg wobbles as I like bend over to like pick it up, and I'm like, I promise that was only a taste of my full abilities. This is only.
I think you two are just warming up as I'm just sticking my hands in the pockets of the captain's pants and like jackets.
Yeah.
I'm pecking at the captain's shoes angrily.
As you're pickpocketing this captain, go ahead and roll me a D20, please.
Okay. That's a 19. Look, someone can roll tonight. My dice are no longer.
We need someone.
I messed up my own name, but we have captions now. Sorry.
Yes.
I mean,
Hey.
there we go. All right, we're good. Anyway. Now we have captions. D20, you say.
19.
Let's see. A 19 on your D20 roll. You find in it a small figurine that looks like it's in the shape of a individual that has like the upper half of a human face, but around where the mouth should be, there's just a bunch of tendrils and tentacles and wings that are kind of furled on its back, kind of curled up behind it. It has both paws kind of sitting up right around where the face starts. And you get the feeling this might be a figurine to what some of the pirates on your ship would call a great old one.
Okay. Interesting. Stick it down her shirt.
The captain also has a flintlock pistol, a cutlass, and roll me 2d10, please.
Let's see. Where's the dot? That's a 6, and that's another 6.
Okay. Has 66 pieces of silver. In his pockets in a small pouch.
The cutlass and the musket or flintlock just go flying behind her, kind of near the party, but then that also goes on the shirt. Silver.
I would like to catch the pistol.
You certainly may try. Do you want to make me an agility roll, or you just want to pick it up off the ground once it's fallen?
They're like the wimpiest throws too. Is I have a -4 strength. They're just like.
Can I fight you for the pistol? The chicken sees the pistol go flying and just like little chicken legs running, and then if you go to try to eat him, I'm gonna try and scratch you with my.
You're gonna attack me? Well, for agility, I got a 14.
Okay, then so you successfully catch it out of the air. As it's been wimpily tossed behind, you're like, oh. But you catch it. Are you going to try to rend the pistol from the individual who already has 2 pistols and now has a third one?
Neither of y'all need a pistol.
This chicken can't even pick up a pistol.
Okay.
Like,
my ability is that I can fire up to 3 pistols.
Yes.
On a turn.
Oh, that's right.
I have them.
Right.
So, this kind of works out. If
I'm
this
just
chicken doesn't kill me for it.
I'm just gonna peck angrily at you, at your feet, and like do that angry like hopping around chicken rooster thing.
I'm like, you don't understand. It's my ability.
Hey, Taylor.
Yeah.
Could I have you roll me an agility roll real quick?
Oh, yeah, sure. Totally. 12.
12, you narrowly get out of the way as you realize the crab, seeing you going through its former meal's pockets, thinks that you were trying to take its meal and is now going to fight you for it. Thankfully, you were able to realize this before the crab arm that is about very large sized, a few feet in length and about 1.5 feet in diameter comes crabbing. English words are hard. clamping down. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Down on one of your arms, and you're able to get out of the way.
I'll
We
just
are now going.
throw the skeleton into his face. I'm like, here. Or the corpse. I guess he's not a skeleton yet.
So, now that we're, I'd say, more into proper combat, as the crab has decided that it wants to now fight all of you, or at least one of you, for its food.
I don't need it.
Could I have one of you roll a d6, please?
I got a 6.
Marvelous. PCs will go first then. Initiative's a little simpler. D1 to 3 on a d6. Enemies go, and then it's just basically players go, enemies go. Simple, easy. Everybody has one action to do a thing a turn. So
Beautiful.
but it's pretty freeform. So whoever wishes to go may do so.
I'd like to back away from this crab before he goes, if no one else cares. As it is in my face. I'll just like, I'm keeping the captain kind of like standing where he is, and I'm just going as far away to the other side of this little like sandbar as I can, and then just like have the captain do a little like, aren't they tasty dance to really distract him.
That's what I do with my rat for my snake. It's a little zombie dance.
Yeah. Like, here you go.
Good.
Try maybe a presence test for that.
Could be spirit. I don't know what spirit's for, but I'm really good at it.
Spirit's usually for rituals or determination and things.
Yeah. All right. 11.
Gorilla, it's the crab, which I'm pulling the stats from my gorilla crab, so that's where that word came from. Is not fully enthralled by this now dead corpse when there is more live things that it could also add to its haul. Now very easily within reach.
Okay.
All right. Did I have time to reload any of my previous pistols, or are they
Sure. I would say you have time to at least reload them once more prior to this.
Okay. So then I'm gonna let loose with all 3 pistols somehow. Maybe I'm juggling them.
Certainly, that sounds like the
Alright.
coolest way to fire 3 pistols is to have
Throw one up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holster and grab the other one out of the air.
Okay. Nat 20 on the first.
Marvelous. So that'll be
you're
double
winning it.
damage for that.
Okay.
And you will reduce armor 1 tier.
Okay.
Does that matter for this? That might be
should
a good
I-
point to look.
Roll double the dice, or like roll and then double it?
Times 2 is what it is per verbatim. So I would say roll once, double the number.
Okay.
Or whichever you feel is more fun. I
D4.
don't have a preference.
5 doubles to 10 damage.
Ooh, marvelous.
All right.
10 damage. Okay. You definitely leave a very notable crater in the kind of shell of this this crab. It looks pretty hurt. It's not fully. It's it's wounded. One might say it's bloodied if you're gonna worry about 5e terms.
Awesome. 17 on the next one
Marvelous.
for 7 damage.
Okay. Roll me a d6.
D6. 6.
Marvelous. That shot seems to do way less damage. Is it almost ricochets
no.
off the shell?
Could have sworn it was a good one. Last of 3 pistols will be a 14 to hit.
Okay, that will hit.
Right, for 4 damage.
4 damage. Roll me a d6 as well for that.
Okay, come on. 3.
3. Another one that seems to ricochet off. Seems to do a little bit, but way less than you maybe thought.
All right. I'm going to need a while to reload all of these. So I'm going to back up. Your turn, everybody.
Okay. Hear me out.
Yeah.
So I know during character creation I mentioned that I had a feature where I can brew D4 servings of potent grog
Yes.
to use as a to soak weapons in.
Yeah.
Can I also use said grog as like a Molotov cocktail?
I don't see why not.
Yes.
If it burns.
Okay, so I have 2 liters of grog, like
Okay.
that. I just kind of, again, my memory is only 30 seconds long at this point.
Yes.
So I am jingling as I'm like picking up my axe from the ground. I'm like, oh yeah, I have this, and so I would love to take like one of my like hip flasks of just potent, disgusting seawater grog, and stuff a rag in it, light it on fire, and throw it at this giant crab.
You may certainly try. Go ahead and make me leave its presence. Well, maybe not. Let me see.
It might be agility because it's throwing.
I feel like that would make sense. Well, with grapple. I only have a throw in our abilities and tests on our quick reference sheet. Agility feels like it makes sense. Some game for agility. I will say the DR is going to be 14 since it is not a conventional way to throw or to make a Molotov cocktail.
No worries. I'll use my die that well, you can't really see it. It says yeet on it because I'm yeeting something.
Fair enough.
Well, the yeet die does not lie. I got a dirty 20.
Marvelous.
Nice.
So 19 plus 1 for 20.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and roll me a D6 plus a D2.
Okay. So that is going to be 3.
Okay. And then roll me a D14, please. Or not D14. Roll me a D20 and see. Tell me whether or not it meets or beats a 14.
Okay. It does not meet or beat a 14.
Marvelous. The crab catches fire and seems to be really dazed as a result of this grog cocktail. Molotov cocktail.
Grogtail.
Yeah, there we go.